Okay, so the FM group training, the power of network marketing skills. Now this training is a long one, so I'm not going to do all of it. Probably I'll stop halfway through and then we can continue next week because I don't want to keep you too long tonight. But this training has some really good stuff that I've learned when I first started network marketing, and I think these are really, really good tools to use. So the first sentences. What exactly do you need to say when you start the conversation or when you start introducing the business to somebody? Well, your first sentence has to do a few things. Firstly, it has to get rid of the pyramid objection. Also, it has to get people excited. It has to get your prospect thinking, how can I join? And it has to get rid of the training objection. So a person shouldn't be saying, look, I couldn't do this. I don't have skills to do this. It has to get rid of comfortable objections. So a person shouldn't be saying, look, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing this business, or I wouldn't be comfortable doing this, And it has to give you a prospect confidence. So how on earth can one first sentence, do all of that? Well, I'll show you the sentence that does all of it. This is the sentence, and you've already seen it today. So most people do network marketing every day, but they just don't get paid for it. That is the sentence that worked so well for me. Because firstly, first thing we're using here, we're saying most people do network marketing every day. Now, are you a part of most people or less people? You are a part of most people, and that is why we use the most people. And then network marketing is all about recommending and promoting things, isn't it? So that's why most people do it every day, because they recommend and promote things every day, but they just don't get paid for it. And if network marketing is recommending and promoting things, that means most people are doing network marketing every day. And we do it every day when we talk to family, friends, and work colleagues about the movie we've seen, a nice restaurant we've been to, or a brilliant song we've heard on the radio, or whatever it is. We recommend stuff. So people have been doing it all along. The only difference is that now they can start being paid for it. So what we need to do is actually show people how they can collect what they are earning already. So because people are already doing the recommendations, they are already doing network marketing. All we need to say is, look, when you do all of those recommendations, you could actually recommend also the FM products, the FM perfume, the FM makeup, the FM home products, and by recommending these things to the people around you, and do they have to buy if you recommend? No, they don't, because if you recommended somebody a movie and they didn't go and see that movie, will you get upset about it? Of course not. So exactly the same way here. You are recommending, and recommending means you're not pushing or trying to bully them into using it or buying it. You're just recommending it to them, and it is their choice to either use your advice or not. But we can actually show people how they can collect what they're earning already. They're earning already, by recommending. And one of the young ladies that recently joined my team, all she did, she actually emailed her work colleagues in her workplace, just saying, look, I've started with FM. These are the products that we offer. Let me know if you would be interested. And she actually sold about 30 bottles within a space of about 3 days or something like that. So just by recommending people around her, she quite easily started building the team, and that's, I think, is a very good start to get started in the FM business. Okay, the next thing we need to do in our business is recognize leaders in our network. Now, how about can we go about that, and how can we find these leaders? So who are the leaders in your downline? Do you know that? Do you know which new distributors that are just joining now that will become leaders in your team? Well, leaders are professional students of the business who invest time to learn. So a real leader, you will notice them right away because they will be at the opportunity meetings, they will be at the training events, they will be on the live webinars, they will be everywhere where they can learn more about how to start building this business and about how to become successful. I've learned everything I know today by going to these meetings, to these trainings, to these conferences. And this is how I notice leaders in my team. Now I know Amina is on the call today, And Amina was a very, very good example, because the first day she started with FM, she started attending trainings, opportunity meetings. I would go to opportunity meeting on Monday in Luton, she'd be there. I'd go to opportunity meeting in London on Wednesday, she would come with me. I'd go to the opportunity meeting in Bedford next week, she would come with me again. And I could see that she was the professional student of the business who wanted to invest time to learn how to do the business. And has she become a leader? Absolutely. She's growing her team by the hour, and that is in part thanks to the training and to the motivation she would have gotten from attending these events. Now, how you could help your leaders to develop? There's two ways. Firstly, do invite them to presentations, training events, and conferences. I email my team, I text my team, I call my team, I Facebook my team. I'm all over the place. And some like it, some don't like it, but tough. I will let everybody know about the events that are happening around, and I will create an opportunity for them to attend. If they don't want to attend it, that's their choice, but I will make sure that everybody know about the events that are happening. Also, provide materials to develop their network marketing skills, including books, CDs, practical advice, even video links. As I always say, people have these excuses and they might say, oh, books and CDs, it costs money, etc. Fine. Just go on YouTube, find the best, people, best trainers in network marketing, and just send these links to your team members. Say, look, have a look at this video. I think you will learn some useful stuff from that, and have a look at that video. Obviously, view the video yourself before you send it so that you know what you're talking about too. So there's three main levels of commitment in network marketing business. The worst one is when a person says, I'll try it, I'll give it a go. That is the worst type of commitment, because you know that the person might quit any time because they're just giving it a go. So if they come across any difficulty, they might give up on it. Obviously, it's better than no commitment at all, but it's the worst type of commitment. Then the second level of commitment is when the person says, I will do my best. Now that is a lot better, because now the person is committing to themselves that they will do the best at succeeding in this business. However, we don't know what is that person's understanding of their best. So they might try a little bit, but they might give up on the way, thinking that they've done their best and that is enough. But the best level of commitment is when a person joins your team and they'll say, I'll do whatever it takes. So that means they will overcome their comfort zone, they will overcome any rejections, they will overcome any difficulties, and they'll do this business until they get the results. And I want to believe that I'm one of these people, because I always say, that it doesn't matter. What will happen, I will carry on, I will continue until I get my results, until I move on and achieve higher and higher and higher levels. I would not give up, in any case. Okay, so providing these learning materials. So let's say you have a book or you have a CD, and now you're thinking, maybe I should give this resource to my new team member. So how about should you go and give that resource to your team member? Well, I have a very, very nice way for you to use. The first thing you should do is ask the person, would you like to read this book? There's only two ways he can answer. He can answer yes, and if he does that, you proceed. So there's few things you should say. First thing, let me lend you a copy of this book. Now, lend is the word that is underscored, because you are lending it. You're not giving it for good for them. You are lending it for a certain period of time, and you will be back for it. So they're not going to put this book in a cupboard under the sink to collect the dust and everything else and not even look at it. Secondly, what you say, I will pick it up in a couple of days. That means you're not giving them the book for indefinite time. You're giving them for a couple of days, and they have to read it right away, or listen if it's a CD or whatever. And the third thing you say, because other people would like to read it too. So it should sound like that. Let me lend you a copy of this book, and I will pick it up in a couple of days because other people would like to read it too. Now, the last sentence actually emphasizes the fact that there is something important within that book or within that CD or whatever, because other people also want to get their hands on it. So this way the person again will feel the urge to have a look. However, if after you said, would you like to read this book, the person says no, all you need to say, great, the next time I've got a free available copy of this book, I'll be sure to come by and lend it to you. Now that keeps the door open, and you don't go, oh, you're useless, blah, 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 and all of that. Now we don't need any of that, and maybe a person just a good time for them or something like that. Okay, so successful prospecting. First thing you need to know, that we don't find prospects, we create them. So the prospects are not positive or negative, they are neutral, and we influence them to go the either way. Now, granted, there are some exceptions, and some people are really not right for this business, and the people I talk about, but a lot of people, they are quite neutral, really, and whether they will actually join your business or not can depend a lot on what exactly you say and how you approach them. So people are reactive, and there comes the importance of your body language. Smile to people. It doesn't cost a penny, but it can change the way the prospects react to you. And in Lithuania, where I come from, in Eastern Europe, people don't tend to smile as much as they do over here. So if you go down there and start smiling as much as in UK, people will think that there's something wrong with you. So this was something that I had to develop when I first came to UK, but I found that it has a massive, massive effect the way people respond to you, because just try it, just consciously go out tomorrow, and somewhere in the elevator or at the bus stop or whatever, just smile to somebody and look what happens. 9 times out of 10, they will smile back at you. So you've just created this positive response, and it is so important, So if you walk around grumpy and, not very, positive, then obviously that's sort of people you attract. And never impose your agenda onto somebody else, because that just causes friction. Your job is to let them know what you have to offer and help them to make an educated decision. So like I always say, I'm not here to sell, or I'm not here to push you into anything. I'm here to give you enough information so you can take an educated decision whether this business is for you or not, or whether this product is for you or not. So let others know about your business. So the worst thing you can do is withhold the information about the business opportunity when you have the chance to change people's lives. When I first started, my idea was that, how will it look if I present this business to this person, or, will I not come across as, salesman type, or will this not going to be a good time, or maybe it's not a right place, or whatever. But then I realized that every single person that I don't tell about this business, I steal the opportunity from them. You see, when I first started FM, that was over 2 years ago. And since that time, nobody have approached me and said, oh, I've just started in this fantastic perfume business. Have you heard of a company called FM? So if I would have said no to the person that introduced me 2 years ago, nobody would have offered it to me again. And if that person would have decided that this business wasn't for me and they wouldn't have told me in the first place, then nobody would have told me within those 2 years. So it is so important that you tell everybody and let them make a decision. Never prejudge other people. Don't think that, oh, this person is not right for this business or this, because it is their decision. So tell everybody what you do, and you'll be amazed by how many people will be interested. Just start saying, I've got my own home-based business, and you'll see how many people will go, oh, a home-based business? What is that? What do you do? And it is so amazing. So you can have a prospecting questionnaire. First question, when would you like to retire? And ask people. And yes, I know they'll say, oh, when I'm 75. And say, no. I'm not asking when will you retire. I'm asking when would you like to retire. And most people say, well, I would like to retire in 5 years or in 10 years or whatever. And whatever the question, whatever the answer is, your next question should be, what is your plan to achieve this? What is your plan to retire within 10 years? What are you planning to do? Are you planning to save enough money? Or are you planning to what? Are you planning to get a pay rise? Probably not going to happen. Save money? Probably not going to happen either. So then you can say, look, FM Group or FM Cosmetics UK actually has a plan for you already. all you need to do is follow a step-by-step program, and you can actually start building your retirement income and retire 5, 10, maybe 20 or 30 years earlier before you should have retired. Now, I'm one of the fortunate ones. I have retired with the help of FM Cosmetics UK. I have retired at the age of 26. So when I went just before Easter this year, when I went to my manager and I told her that I'm leaving my job, she obviously asked, where are you going, Gediminas? And I said, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm retiring. And she said, Gediminas, you know you're 26. And I said, yes, I do know that, but I wouldn't like to retire 6 months before I die. I'd like to retire a bit earlier so I get to enjoy my retirement as well. So this is what FM Group can do for you if you put your time and mind to it. And the next question should be, how much money do you need to retire? Now again, most people don't need £1 million, pounds to retire. All they need is a substantial amount of money to pay, the bills, etc. So there is this rule of 200, which basically says that, if you wanted to, for example, about £2,000 pounds a month, and if you were looking to get that as an interest in the bank, you would need about 400,000 in your bank account. Now that, what's the chance that you will save that up within the next few years? Probably chances are slim. In FM, £2,000 a month, it is not an astronomical amount of money. You can achieve that, within a space of few months or few years, depending on how much time and effort you invest. Now, prospecting strategies. I bet you would like to learn the skills for building a long-term residual income. We can show you how to do it, and we can, and this way you can explain. They might say, oh, but what is residual income? What on earth is that? And you can explain to them what is the difference between the income that a person earns in a job and that the person gets in a business. You see, in a job, we get a linear income, which means that you are swapping your time for money. So the more time you give to your boss, the more money you get in return. If you don't go to work tomorrow, you don't get paid anything. In a business, you get residual or passive income. So this is similar to royalties because you do something once and you get paid forever for those efforts. So every month, whatever you do is not just for this month, but it actually accumulates over time. So even if you introduce that one person a month, within 12 months' time, you already have a team of 12 people. Probably more than that, because those people would have recommended this business to others too. And how to beat the cold feet when your prospect returns home and talks to the dream stealers. Now, dream stealers are all the people who've never done a business in their life, who've never achieved anything in their life, but they're very first to give the advice and talk people out of the good things, like the business opportunity that we offer. So in order to beat the cold feet, what we use the story of 5 apes. Now, some of you might have heard the story, some of you might not have heard, so I'll go ahead and I'll tell you that story. Basically, the story goes about that, and it's a true story as well. Basically, the scientists have done an experiment, right? So they put a cage together, they put 5 apes in the cage, they put a stairwell in the cage and put a banana at the top of the stairs. So obviously a few minutes pass and one of the apes sees the banana at the top of the stairs and starts climbing the stairs. But then what the scientists do, they start a fire hose of freezing cold water, and they spray this ape down the stairs and spray the rest of the apes with the freezing cold water too, for the good measure. Then obviously a few minutes later, a second one sees the banana on the top of the stairs, it starts climbing up the stairs, and the same thing happens again. They spray the ape down the stairs, with a fire hose, spray the rest of the apes with the water, freezing cold water. So when the third ape sees the banana on top of the stairs and starts climbing it up, the other 4 grabs it and drags it downstairs and beats it up, so they don't get sprayed with freezing cold water, right? So that makes sense. What the scientists do after that, they take one of the apes from the cage and they put a new one in. Now obviously, what does the new ape do? It sees the banana, tries to climb up the stairs, and the other 4 grab it, beat it up, and doesn't allow it to go up the stairs. But now this new ape have no idea why that happened. He hasn't been sprayed with freezing cold water. He hasn't got a clue why the other 4 would not allow it to go up the stairs. And they take another one out of the cage and put a second new ape. Same thing happens again. It tries to go up the stairs. The other four grabs it, brings it downstairs, beats it up, etc. Until they take out the last of the old apes from the cage, and they put the fifth new one. And obviously what happens? The fifth new ape tries to go up the stairs. The other four drags it downstairs, beats it up, etc., and doesn't allow it to go upstairs. The only problem here is that none of those four apes have ever been sprayed with the freezing cold water. They haven't even got a clue why they're doing what they're doing. They've just been seeing that happen time and time again. So if you asked these apes why are they doing it, and in their ape language, they will respond that the things have always been like that around here. So exactly the same way like this experiment, the humans are in the real life. You see, what people think, they think because my grandfather worked all his life and had to retire on peanuts, then, my father worked all his life and had to retire on peanuts, so I have to work all my life for somebody else and then retire for money that I can't survive on. Because that's how it always happens. How many people around you, in your neighborhood have retired on network marketing income? Now, there's more and more people retiring in network marketing. However, it's still not enough. So most people, when they get started in this business, because they haven't got any other people that do this business and actually have retired from the jobs already, all they know that all their friends and family and work colleagues, everybody is working for somebody else. They think that they have to be working, that this home-based business is not for them really, and you cannot really rely on it. It's not a real way, in quotation marks, of earning money. So we have to explain to them that, it is different way, and there are different ways of earning money out there. You just have to keep your mind open. And there's 3 keys to sponsoring. So in order for you to sponsor somebody or to bring somebody into the business, 3 things have to happen. People need to know you, people need to trust you, and people need to like you. And these things are so important, you cannot underestimate how important they are. So this is why we recommend people when they first start, we recommend them to go to the war market first. So people very often say, so who should I speak to first? Well, you should speak to people around you, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, people that you go to gym with, people that you go to church with, people that you do school runs with, etc. Because all of these people, they know you, they trust you, and they like you. So it will be a lot easier to show them the product or show them the business opportunity because they already trust you and like you and know you. Then you can go to the cold market, to the people that don't know you, and try and build those relationships with them to bring them into the business too. So be warm, smile, and make others feel comfortable around you. That will help to build their trust. Right, communication skills. Communication skills, as you can imagine, are very, very important in our business. And one thing a lot of people don't know, that in order to participate and take control of the conversation, people have to disagree with you. Let me repeat that. In order to participate and take control in the conversation, people have to disagree with you. Let me show an example. Now imagine you and your mates are talking about cars, and one of your mates goes, well, I think Audi A6 is the best car in the world. Does everybody around go, yeah, I think the same, yeah, that's correct? Or do people go, yeah, but Ford is a lot more affordable, or Toyota is a lot more reliable, or whatever? People have to disagree with you to participate and take control in the conversation. Now if you know that, you can use that to manipulate people for fun and profits. So what you need to ask people, you need to ask them, what do you do for a living? And it doesn't really matter what they say, whatever they say. Your next question or a statement that comes after that should be, wow, this must be a great job, or this must be a fantastic way of making lots of money. And now, in order to participate and take control of the conversation, what will the person say? They say, yeah, but the money isn't that great really, or yeah, but I have to do lots of hours every day, etc. So if you know that, you can use that to your own advantage. Because if you see a person that is I don't know, a garbage man, and and you stop them and you say, look, I know you have a terrible job, let me show you a fantastic job. What they will do, in order to participate and take control in the conversation, they will disagree with you. They'll say, yeah, it does smell badly, but, I get to meet a lot of people, and people like me for taking the bins out, etc. So they will actually start defending their job. If you say, oh, do you like it? They'll start defending it. So use it other way around and say, wow, you must be loving this job, etc. And obviously people will say, yeah, not that much really, And that creates you an opportunity to say, well, if you don't like your job that much, I can show you something that you might be interested in. And you see, people say, but what if the person actually genuinely likes their job? Well, it's not our job to really get people out of the jobs that they like. And we always can catch people on the second question. We can say, well, if you like your job, what do you like to do on your free time? So a person might say, look, every weekend, after I finish my work week, I pack my stuff, I get into my 4x4 and I go by the lake and I fish all weekend, come back Sunday night, have a shower, have some sleep, and go back to work. So now we realize that the person likes to fish on their free time. So network marketing can help you do that more often. Instead of, working 5 days a week and fishing 3 days a week, you can actually be, fishing 5 days a week and working 2 days a week instead. Now, introverts can also do very well in network marketing because people like those who listen to them. So use that to your own advantage. People don't appreciate the fact that everybody just wants to put their message across and they don't want to listen. Though the more I do network marketing, the more I realize that this business is a lot about listening what the person has to say and about talking less. When I first started, I would not allow my prospect to say a word. I would just be talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and would not even allow the person to talk. Now, I try and do that a lot more. I try and get the person to talk and tell me what they like to do, what are their skills, what they've done in the past, how do they see themselves in this business, etc., to get as much information from the person instead of trying to talk. So ask open-ended questions. Never ask questions that can be answered in yes or no. Rather, ask questions that person needs to talk to you, that they need to explain, etc., and let them talk. So, if there was a way for you to make more money, have more time with your family and friends, and not have to commute every day to work, would you like to know about it? Have you ever heard of network marketing, and what do you know about it? Things like that will get them talking, and you never know. My person might say, oh, I've done this company and that company before, etc. So they already have skills that you're looking for. And what is the most important reason for you to earn the extra money? And some people have never even thought about that. They just think, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money. And you might say, well, okay, imagine you had £10,000 a month. What would you do with that? Why do you need? What is your driving force? And then you can, that will keep the person motivated in the business. Okay, guys. So we'll end the training today here. Remember, we finished with communication skills, and then we can continue next week picking it up from here.